Come on. Up they come. You had to go and see if there was any food down there for you, didn't you? Silly boy. Okay, anyway. It is Sunday, June 2nd, 2nd of June, 2019. I am at the Finland campground, which is a state forest campground in northern Minnesota, right along the North Shore. Arrived here earlier today. I wanted to give you an update on several things. First of all, Sam. Sam is doing fine. He's a little bit chilly right now, but he's doing fine. He's recovered from his surgery. We could do a canoe trip right now. He wouldn't have a problem with it. But instead, we're doing camping in a state forest. Now, why am I doing that instead of going canoeing? You might ask yourself. Well, it's like this. Last fall, after the Harvest Moon Festival, I received a very polite letter from the U.S. Forest Service reminding me that I needed a permit in order to do commercial photography in the Boundary Waters, or for that matter anywhere in the National Forest. Now I started looking into it, and such a permit would cost me $50 a day, plus $138 just to get the permit. Plus I'd have to have $1 million liability policy. $1 million liability policy, which would be worded differently to what most insurance companies naturally do it. So who knows how much that insurance policy would cost. I went ahead and applied. I was going to go into the Boundary Waters Tuesday of last week, I think Wednesday of last week, the 29th of May. I had a regular permit for doing that, and I tried to apply for a photo permit, even though the price I think was outrageous, and I was denied. I was denied on the grounds that the photos I wanted to get I could take elsewhere without being in the wilderness to do it. The letter politely told me I was free to go ahead with my trip. I could take pictures. I could share those pictures on social media. I just would not be able to market them or use them to promote my business. Well, that totally disregards the fact that a lot of people, when they see my photos, ask me if I have pictures of specific lakes that are in the Boundary Waters. But anyway, I'm not going to go any further on editorializing, other than to say I wouldn't mind paying a permit fee if it was a reasonable cost, which the Wilderness Act of 1974 says that the Forest Service can impose a reasonable fee. So I would not be opposed to paying a reasonable fee if I could actually get a permit. So anyway, before I knew whether I could get a permit or not, I had to apply for the Blueberry Fest and the Harvest Moon Festival. Blueberry Fest being at the end of July, Harvest Moon being right after Labor Day in September. So I had gone ahead and applied for those and got accepted. No refunds. So, as much as I wanted to go ahead with the Boundary Waters trip, and besides all this hokey pokey going on, I am going to still go on Boundary Waters trips, so don't. But I had an urgent need to go ahead and get some pictures that I could have a reasonable chance of selling at those at the Blueberry Fest and the Harvest Moon. My plan B then was that I was going to spend time in the Ely area last week and then come here now to the North Shore and get some pictures in the North Shore area, as well as getting pictures around Ely outside of the Forest Service area. Well, and then the whole thing came up about trying to find a place to live in Ely. Originally, my wife and I were going to come up the week before Memorial Day to start that process of finding a place to live. Unfortunately, she got sick, so that got postponed a week. So my trip to Ely, my photo trip to Ely, got completely canceled. I thought about going this coming week, or this week. I was thinking about going to Ely instead of here, but I decided to come here anyway. So anyway, that's that's the whole scoop on why I'm here and not in the Boundary Waters right now, which is what I originally wanted to be. Which brings me to the third thing that, the third status item that I wanted to update you on, and that is finding a place in Ely. Well, it didn't take us very long to find out that rental properties in Ely, especially that will accept pets, are as hard to find as hen's teeth. What we have started doing instead is looking for a relatively inexpensive place to buy, because the payments on a relatively inexpensive place are going to be a lot less than rental anyway, and whichever way things go, we'll end up with some equity in something rather than just paying some landlord $600, $700, $800, $900 a month just for a place to live. Such places are also hard to come by in Ely. Basically, the range that we're looking at, anything that's in Ely, it's something that really needs a lot of work. A handyman could really gobble up some of those places, do a little bit of work, and resell again, and make quite a bit of profit. Handyman, I am not. Anyway, we did find that just south of Ely, there's a little town called Babbitt. Houses down there are newer, and for the price that we're looking for, there are some options. So now we're looking at Babbitt for this temporary home. We'd still look at Ely for long term if we decide to stay in Ely, but short term we'll be looking at Babbitt. It's still going to be provide quick access to the Boundary Waters and all the rest of the stuff that I like up here. Unfortunately, I was not able to edit part 7 before I came on this trip. I'm going to get back from this trip. I drive back home on Saturday. I'll have Sunday to get things unpacked and all the rest of it, and then I go back to work for at the gallery all of next week. So I don't know when I'm going to get that video finished up. So yeah, I'm going to be behind on my videos again. The other thing that's happening midweek is that my wife's, well, I should say my brother-in-law is coming over from England to visit us for 6 weeks, and we're going to be taking him around all over the place. I doubt that I'll get any video while he's here, and more importantly, I know I'm not going to be able to get anything edited. So, sorry folks, you're in for another dry spell. You don't even get to find out whether I made it back from my August Boundary Waters trip or not. Obviously I did. Spoiler alert, I made it back. But there's a couple of other things that I kind of left as a question mark on at the end of part 6. And so you're going to have to wait a while to get the answers to your questions. Sorry about that. Life gets in the way. Of course, we're going to be running back and forth up here, trying to find a place to live and stuff too. So it's definitely busy times ahead. I got a feeling my summer is going to go really, really fast this year. So that's my update. Thanks for watching. All the rest of it, I'll try to make my goodbye go fast here. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hope to see you on trail. Navy Mox out.